Welcome back. Woo. I teach, but I'm not a teacher. I profess, but I'm not a professor. In this season, I'm being very careful with my I am statements. I am way too present right now. It is about 3:09 p.m. I am leaving the very first day back at work, and I'd have to say it was the most predictable day back at work. You know, it's very, very, very predictable. So predictable. So, what was predictable about the first day back at school? Well, for starters, you know that system that we used to clock in with? That system didn't work. It worked on my computer, but it wouldn't work on my phone. That's very interesting, right? Government, this is a government institution, and yet you can clock in on your computer, but I cannot clock in on my phone. And this is in a country that boasts about having the 2 tallest buildings in the world. So that tells you where their priorities are. It's not with education, because education is a business here. That's all it is. And it's a show. So let's talk about how the bells didn't work. Yeah, you know those bells, the administrators were supposed to be back on the 2nd of January. So they were supposed to do a test run that week of everything, every system in place and everything that was supposed to be working properly. Do you think they did that? Absolutely not. So the bells didn't work. It's about 7:32. Actually, it was about 7:40 when the first bell rung, which I thought was very interesting because the first bell rings at 7:30, right? 7:30 is the assembly. 7:40 the assembly should be over. It doesn't really take 10 minutes to do an assembly, but in this country, it takes 20 minutes to do an assembly. I mean, it's really not that deep, So the bell rang at 7:40, which I thought was very interesting because 7:40 meant that we should be in class. Do you not realize the manager? At a real school, she would be called a principal, but she's not a principal, and she's certainly not a manager because she's not managing anything, right? She comes out and talk about let's do the assembly. It's like, it's 7:40. Didn't you just tell the teachers to go to their first class? Like, you got to make up your mind. What are we doing, darling? What are we doing? What are we doing? Let me call you sweetie to be condescending. What are we doing? Do you know? Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what we should be doing? No, she doesn't. Not a problem. Right? So she sends out these messages talking about this semester is very short, and so we need to get down to business. Moving on. I'm really not gonna get into that. Jesus, peace be upon you. Moving on. Time is of the essence. Okay, we get it, but okay. Here's something that I need to say to you. Why is it that the English teacher is not present on the first day of school? 2 people were absent, the music teacher and the English teacher. Isn't that interesting? It's the first day back at school and you people are absent? Not to mention, they've been replacing English teachers for a while now. It's not that easy to get a good teacher, is it? It's not. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm telling you, 8824, which is 888, which resembles abundance. That was the best day of my life. Because let me tell you something. When they took me off the teaching schedule, I didn't even flinch. I was like, oh, for real? Let me start reading books. Let me start writing. Let me start researching programs. I love being an introvert. We're some of the smartest people in the world. I don't need anybody to give me anything to do. I can assign myself work and do it. That's what I love about myself. The people I'm around, on the other hand, don't even get me started. Right? So there are new teachers. There's a new math teacher. There's also new English teachers. And guess what? There are new cleaners. I think it's interesting how if cleaners want to be transferred, they can be transferred at the drop of a dime, but a teacher cannot, right? They can't, right? Especially not in these rural areas, because nobody wants to come out here because we're treated like garbage. Literally, we're not treated with respect out here in the deserts, right? The people who are supposed to be in so-called leadership, or should I call there's no leadership, managerialship. They don't know. They're not. They're not. I'm hearing stories from all over the place. I'm thinking I'm just being mistreated. And let me be honest with you, my mistreatment is mild compared to what's happening to some other folks. Because let me tell you something, darling. I thank God for this prison I'm in, and it is a prison. It definitely is a prison. You know, I can't. I have to sit in the staff room. I have to sit in the meeting room because the staff rooms are way too noisy. But when I'm not there, people manage to be quiet. When I'm in the meeting room, everybody's putting on a show, walking past, staring in, looking at me, and I just either get up and move out of their view or put my bag in front of myself so I can continue to stay focused, because I'm not really sure why I need to be looked at so hard. But then again, I'm 47 years old. I look like a teenager. The only thing that's wrong with me are my off-white and crooked teeth, and I'm still sexy because I pull both men and women. Don't need either of them. Not looking for any relationship, but I pull everything, darling. Right? So, as always, I'm the favorite. I'm always the favorite. No matter where I go, I'm the favorite. Students come in, they greet me, they want to hug me, kiss me, talk to me. And other teachers are a bit upset because they don't get that. Wonder why? Actually, we don't care why. That's not my business. My business is to come to work, mind my business, do my job to the best of my ability, mind my business at all time, and go home to the life I've been blessed with. That's all I need to do. And that's all I've been doing, so that's all I'm going to do, okay? In this cover teacher role. So I had to cover one of the worst classes to date at this school is grade 6. These kids are starting off way early just being complete behind parts. Their behavior, it's a mess. Everything about these kids is just a mess. It makes no logical sense for these kids, first day back at school, to be showing me their behind parts and what comes out of it and the whole. It's ridiculous. And they know better than behave like that around a local. So they behave the moment they see the local person come in. Oh, they behave. They are well behaved. They stop acting stupid. The whole 9 yards.